Falling around Kentucky right now. Here is some video we shot just outside of WHS 11 in downtown Louisville. Thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Kristen Goodwillie. We have team coverage this afternoon from the metro south to E-Town and Bardstown. It is accumulating on the cars and road, and while it does look like an absolutely beautiful winter wonderland, we are already seeing the impact of this snowfall. Roads are backing up. Be careful out there. In the last 30 minutes, most of the issues have focused in eastern Jefferson County. This is a live TriMark map. You'll see incidents colored in pink and red, and right now it shows 10 incidents. Schools and daycares are letting kids out early today, so just double check your route before getting behind the wheel. And that is the issue here, Alden, is people have to be out on the road. Some of them, if they're going home or getting their kids from daycare or school. What is it going to look like?
Well, as you saw, the snow is covering the roadway. So if you do have to drive carefully and do not speed. That's the most important thing. And as you just saw there, we already have several accidents. This is our Furniture Fair camera down in E-Town, our UPS Jobs KY camera network. It's been snowing in E-Town now for quite some time, and we've been watching that snow pile up on top of the vehicles there in the parking lot. And you can also notice traffic there on the road in front of the dealership moving pretty slowly, but traffic is still moving. Now here's a look outside at I-264 at Breckenridge. You can see the roads have been treated, so there is some clearing roads in there, but it is moving very, very slowly, especially with that traffic that's moving towards the camera right now. So I would not recommend that you drive if you don't absolutely have to, but if you do have to, give yourself some extra time to get to your destination and drive slowly. Let's go ahead and check out Max HD radar right now, because we do have that light snow falling here across the area at the moment, and over Metro Louisville, those are our lottery numbers. As we look here over Metro Louisville, just some light to moderate snow falling at the moment, and that will continue here for the next several hours. As we take a look, pulling out here a little bit more, we'll also see that the snow is expanding in coverage just a little bit. There's still a lot more down to our south that we're going to be looking at, but you can also see this heavier band that's right there along the Western Kentucky and Bluegrass Parkways. That's where we think we'll be seeing that heaviest snow. Winter weather advisory for Metro Louisville and counties north of the parkways until 10 p.m. this evening, but south of the parkways, winter storm warning that's in place until 10 p.m. where we're expecting those highest snow accumulations. We've updated our map here just a little bit. We're going with 2 to 4 inches from about the Ohio River down to the parkways, 4 to 6 inches, possibly some locally higher totals than that south of the parkways towards the Tennessee state line. Southern Indiana, generally less than 1 to 2 inches is what you all can expect. We'll have a look at Futurecast coming up here in a few minutes to time out this the snow, and again, we'll give you another look at that snowfall map here.
All right, thanks, Alden. This morning, JCPS announced an early dismissal ahead of the snow. Grace McKenna is live for us now. Now, Grace, what are you seeing near the outer loop?
Oh, Kristen, it is definitely snowing here. The elementary schools for JCPS are getting out in just about a half an hour. We're here at Smyrna, where they're kind of prepping the sidewalks here, getting ready for all of those kiddos to head out and head home. High schoolers just next door at Moore let out about an hour ago at 11. We are seeing a good bit of snow now on the ground. Definitely people driving really, really carefully on these side roads out by Smyrna and by Moore High School today. Thankfully, Metro crews have been brining the roads since Tuesday. I spoke to Public Works Sal Menendez this morning. He tells me they finished all of their major routes yesterday and then picked up back at 7 a.m. this morning, treating any of those major areas. Right now, they're in prep mode, getting plows ready for any major snowfalls. And he says there's no set amount that would trigger that plowing. It's all about a combination of temperatures and then, of course, those snowfall amounts as well. Now, in about a half an hour, the mayor and Metro Public Works folks are going to be giving an update. That's happening at 12:30 to give an update on what they are doing here in the metro to keep everybody safe today, to get these roads ready. We'll have much more on that coming up later in this newscast and later this afternoon. Kristen, back to you.
All right, thank you, Grace. And as Grace said, we are going to be carrying the mayor when he starts to speak. Now, we are continuing with team coverage as winter weather impacts us around the state. As Alden just said, south of us, we'll see a majority of that snow. We do have teams headed to Bardstown and Elizabethtown right now. Nick Goldring has been stuck in that traffic we told you about on his way to Elizabethtown. Now, Nick, how are conditions holding up right now?
Hey Kristen, what you're looking at right now is 65 South. The roads are what I would describe unofficially as a slopping mess. It's pretty nasty out here. What you're seeing right now is slow traffic headed south. What you can see is about just a mile north of here, I'm off the Shepherdsville exit, Highway 44, is the slowdown and stop traffic that I was stuck in earlier. I was headed to E-Town to bring you all a report from there, but was stopped in my tracks at the Brooks exit, where from Brooks to Shepherdsville should normally be about a 15-minute drive in normal conditions. It took me about 45 minutes to get where I am now. I drove past the wreck that was just short of the exit, probably about a mile from where we're looking right now. Several semis, at least 3 semis on either side of the road, a couple of other vehicles, slide-offs. There was a Bullitt County sheriff who was assisting a driver in a semi. Saw multiple of the slide-offs for several miles during that stretch of I-65 that looked like multiple accidents along the route. I spoke with Kentucky State Trooper Post in E-Town, who says that that is the main accident they're working right now. They do have some slide-offs on Western Kentucky Parkway. Not a lot of issues in the Hardin County area where E-Town is. Here in Bullitt County is that main issue, and you're looking at the Bullitt County Government Center right now. I spoke with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet earlier, who says E-Town area, the main routes have been brined and pre-treated, and the conditions were ideal for that pre-treatment because the lack of rain ahead of this snow event, so that brine would not be washed off the roads. The main issue right now still is this 65 backup. When I got off at Shepherdsville exit, you could see the northbound lane starting to slow down too, even though those wrecks were in the southbound. I saw some slide-offs and some tow trucks on Highway 44 here in E-Town. And bottom line is it's a slopping mess out here, and if you don't have to come out, stay at home, enjoy the views from your window. Back to you, Kristen.
All right, and Nick, real quick, it looks like it's coming down pretty heavily. When you were driving, was it pretty hard to even see?
Well, I'll tell you, there was some short views when I was driving just outside of town. In town, headed 65 south within the Snyder, was no more than a dusting. By the time I got outside of that area, the roads were getting wet. By now, there is accumulation on the interstate and traffic is moving slow. The visibility has been reduced because of the snow that's coming down right now.
Okay, thanks, Nick. And as Nick just said, if you don't have to be out there, do not. Now, for up-to-the-minute updates and weather alerts, download our app from the App Store or Google Play. You can even customize with alerts with your zip code, and we'll be rejoining you early this afternoon. WHS 11 News will start at 3 p.m. for extended snow coverage.